just took 10 days off in Malaysia. We didn't do any filming, we relaxed, we hung out in our apartment, but it's Thanksgiving and we just landed in Taiwan for a week, and this is our first morning out and about, so we're headed to like the old walking street first. We were just walking around the Diwa Old Street, but we kept walking. Now we're in the Ximenting district, which is more of like a shopping district. Very hustle, bustle, neon lights, super fun to walk around. We'll have to come back at night when all the lights are on. We're at the Bangka Lungshan temple, which was built in 1738 and is now, during the Qing dynasty, it's now the spiritual and religious center here in Taiwan. It's kind of the main temple. And then, I don't know, I think we'll find some lunch after we walk around the temple here. We are hiking Elephant Mountain here in Taipei. It's like a 20-minute hike to some views of the city. It is definitely busy, so if you do the hike, don't expect to have the trail to yourself. It's like a snake of people all the way up. But it's just a bunch of steps, and Rob is nowhere to be seen. He went running up the steps, and I guess I'll find him at the top somewhere. We just hiked up Elephant Mountain, and you can see the city back here. Oh, it's a little overexposed. I'll have to take a better shot of just the city. But it's definitely busy. Lots of people coming to check out the view. Like a 5-minute walk past the top of Jiangshan Peak, which is where the Elephant Mountain Lookout was, is this temple, and there is nobody here. Everybody was up at the summit of the peak, and this is a beautiful mountain temple up here. I'm so glad that we decided to keep walking. Might keep hiking, but it looks like a storm's coming in over that mountain and it is starting to rain, so I guess we'll probably zoom back down into town. So it's day 3 in Taiwan. We just spent a couple days enjoying Taipei, the capital city, and we're about to hop on the train and head to Taroko Gorge, which is National Park, for some hiking, and a couple of days to stay. We just got into Hualien, which is where we're staying to go to Taroko National Park. But we only have about an hour of daylight left, so we made a beeline for the coastal park near our hotel. Good morning. We headed to Taroko National Park this morning, and it was a bit of an adventure to get here. We did miss our first bus, but we made it, and we picked a trail, and we are starting on our hike. We're doing Shakadang Trail. It's an out and back along the canyon, and so we'll just go as far as we want and then walk back, and then I think we'll probably try to see the shrine, which is definitely like a famous thing to see while we're here before we head back into town. We've just barely started our hike and we came to a lookout point. It's completely empty. I was worried it was going to be just packed with tourists because we picked one of the hikes that just leaves straight from the visitor center just because of how the buses were running. And we came to this first lookout point and it's totally empty. And you can see the river behind me. I can't imagine what it looks like when it's completely full, the riverbed. I bet it's just raging. And then way over here we can see our trail working along the edge of the canyon, and then I think we're going to turn up that side canyon and keep going. Walking along the Shakadang River, I think, creek, but we don't have any cell service, so we can't look any information up while we're walking. The river is perfectly clear and so blue, but we're not seeing any fish in it, and you can definitely see all the way through to the bottom, even from up on the trail. So we're wondering if the reason it's so blue is also the reason there's no fish. We'll have to look that up. We found an informational sign on the side of the trail that said there are in fact fish in the creek. They're goby, which Rob said are invasive, and in the States we don't like them, but they live here, so there you go. We just finished the Shakadang Trail. It was a pretty easy 6-mile kind of out and back along the river canyon, super pretty, and now we're headed to the Shrine of the Eternal Spring. Yeah, and we can kind of see it off in the distance. We're just trying to figure out how to get there. This isn't a super walking friendly park, but we're gonna try and walk there. We just visited the Shrine of the Eternal Spring, and there is a temple above it, but the trail up to the temple is closed. So we just went to the shrine. Very pretty, and spring water coming out of the mountain with the shrine built up all over it. It was beautiful. And so that brings us to the end of our tour of Taroko National Park, and we are going to head back to the visitor center. I think it's like a 2-kilometer walk still from where we are. There's maybe a bus. Kind of difficult to read the bus schedules in the park, so we're just going to walk, and then we'll catch the bus from there back to Hualien where we're staying. Subscribe to our channel to follow along. Next, we're headed to Taiwan's west coast to visit Alishan National Scenic Area.